and 1-866-6775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. Before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest, first-timer on Ron Siegel Radio, Samantha Blair, Wonder Joy Vacation Advisory. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Take a look at the celebrations today. Where did they come up with this one? National Maryland Day? Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with National. Where do you even come up with National Maryland Day? Does that mean you're supposed to riot? I shouldn't say that. That'll get us in trouble, friend, especially if my friend TJ is watching us today from Maryland. I just throw that out there. What the heck? Today is also National Pie Day. Okay, haven't beaten anorexia. I can go for that. I'm sorry, Peach Pie Day. You got to go for it to get it correct. National Waffle Day. I wonder if you can have a waffle followed with peach pie after that. Well, I get my size. I guess no one will complain about that. But I digress. Let's take a look and see what the markets are doing today. Once again, the markets are up 244 points for the Dow as we speak this morning. S&P 500 up 24 points almost. NASDAQ almost up 63. Oil up 25 cents per barrel. Do we want to look? Should I look? Do you want me to tell you what's going on in that market, oil market? Yeah, it's up 24 cents. But being that we're in Calizuela, sometimes people get upset when I go and I talk about what that means for gas prices, because in Calizuela, we get stiffed, right? We're at 322.8 is the average cost of a gallon of gasoline right here in Calizuela. Nationally, the country's paying 218.9. Mississippi, 183.9. So obviously, Calizuela, we are not getting the best prices on gasoline. But hey, you know something? At least we've got a high-speed train going from nowhere somebody wants to be to somewhere no one wants to go to. And let's take a look and see what else is going on in the markets. The 10-year Treasury up about 1 basis point. Okay, that doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. 0.649 is the yield on the 10-year Treasury, significantly better than the German 10-year Bund, which is a negative 0.488. Japan is pretty much flat. Give them your money for 10 years. They might give it back to you, but they're not going to give you anything extra. Throw that in there for you. Hey, let's see what else is going on. Did you see? This fascinates me. It's one of those things that, you know, and I'm easily fascinated, right? But Nancy Pelosi decides that she's going to call Congress, or the House of Representatives, back into session over the weekend. Now, it was a news story just that Congress went to work, right? I mean, that's, you know, they don't do that very often.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Congress doesn't do a whole heck of a lot, but they decided in typical Nancy Pelosi fashion, I think we have her commentary to start the session on Saturday.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Okay, so here's the deal. Nancy Pelosi decides the House of Representatives has to go back and fund the post office. Now, I don't know what that means to fund the post office because they already had about $10 billion on their balance sheet. They've got about the same amount of money that's left in the CARES Act that they haven't drawn upon, $20 billion. Now, I know that they lose money all the time, but they're going to have to draw more money. Now, here's the fascinating part of this whole story. Now, we got to be careful because sometimes my friends get in trouble with me here because, oh, stop those guys. Don't let them continue on today. So they're going to have the hearing with the Postmaster General today. Does this sound a little bit backwards to anybody, or is it just me? Right, so you have the hearing on a hearing on the post office 2 days after you vote on a bill for the post office. Something a little bit odd there. So yeah, well, it's just the way it goes when you're in D.C. Yeah, stop those guys. Don't let them in the studio again today. So let's see what else is going on here. Oh, should I tell you this part of it? Because, you know, some of us did read the news. I know Mrs. Pelosi has trouble reading. She's too busy with her ice cream. So here's the issue, is the machines that they're getting. And I love this because the news media is so corrupt. They are just so corrupt. It's beyond my mind-boggling how corrupt these guys are. You know, most of the place where they belong, most of them. Yeah, that's about where you can put most of them. So here's the issue. They're talking about the mail not getting delivered because they got rid of these machines. And, oh, I'm sorry, seniors, you're not going to get your medication. But what they don't tell you is the machines that they're getting rid of don't handle medication. They only handle letters. They can't handle the lumpy packages. That's what they need to replace those machines with. But the media won't tell you that. That's why you have to listen to Ron Siegel Radio, because we're going to give you the real information. Those machines that they're using, those are for email, not U.S. postal mail. Now, how many times do you get your email from the postal delivery man? Yeah, neither do I. I haven't got any yet. So what do they need those machines for? Now, not far from where we are broadcasting right now, there is about a 100,000-foot building for the U.S. Post Office. Now, I've asked this since they took over that building. What do they need a 100,000-foot building for? Oh, yeah, probably storage. Yeah, because they store the mail there, so they're not delivering it very quickly. Uh-oh, I got some friends and family that do work for the post office, so I better be careful of what I say here. But, you know, we're going to get that mail delivered. We might even have some extra ballots in there. I know a few people knew of a few people that died recently. They'll probably be voting. They might vote early even this year, but that's kind of what the Democrats want from us. Is the one thing that I did hear from President Obama that I did agree with was vote early, vote often. That's how you end up in SoCal, where 3 or 4 days after the election, the numbers are completely different than what they were prior to the election or on election night. That's SoCal for you. We kind of do things a little bit different here. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the news. Let's see. My computer's going slow, so it doesn't want to tell me what's going on in the news. How many temporary layoffs are really temporary? That's going to be a big issue because the longer we stay out, the less companies are going to be able to come back. Now, I did listen to Vice President Biden. I sometimes listen to him. It was kind of difficult too, but I did. But he's ready to, if the scientists tell him, shut down the economy. Now, how many scientists do you know that would qualify as an economist? Yeah, I don't know any either, but I listened to one scientist this morning in on the news, early morning hours. I've got no life, so I listened to the news very, very early in the morning. And they're asking the gentleman what he thinks about this new blood plasma transfer goodie. And, I can't even spell science, so I don't understand too much of it. And all the gentleman could say was, well, I didn't see the raw data, so I can't speak to that subject. Well, then what the heck do you have him on TV for? Right? If he can't speak to the subject we're talking about, Why do you bring him on TV in the first place? Why do you bring him on a broadcast? If someone's coming on here and they can't talk about the subject, well, what are we talking to them about in the first place? Speaking of subjects, wow, I feel bad for a lot of our fellow Calizuelans, right? A lot of fires going on right now. We're now listed as having the absolute worst air quality on the planet because of all of the fires. Thank you, environmentalists. Yes, I know that we don't like to do any kind of forest maintenance here, so we wait until we get a big fire and then we say, what happened? Why do we have such bad air quality? Why are the wildfires crazy? Well, if you don't do maintenance, it's kind of like your car, right? Don't maintain your car, and eventually you're going to pay the price. Well, we're paying the price right now for not maintaining our forests. And I'm not like saying go get rid of all of them. That's not it. It's do it in a sane way. Prepare for it. We know that we're going to have lightning strikes. This is Calizuela. We've had them for as long as I can remember, and that's a long time, right? So we've had the lightning strikes. We get weather like this. Not usually as humid as we are right now, but we get weather like this. If you put tinder out there and you strike a match next to tinder, guess what happens? It's not a whole real surprise, right? Even somebody that's not a scientist like me knows. Don't strike a match near a bunch of dried up hay, right? It's not that difficult. But in Calizuela, we say, something, let's wait till the hay burns and then we'll talk about not striking the match, right? That's the idea of that lightning that comes in. Not a good idea. So let's think about some of these things. Eventually, we will catch a clue in Calizuela. I know we've saved those 6 Delta smelt. We don't have water to drink, but those 6 smelt are happy up there in Northern California, and the San Francisco Bay is getting that extra 1 trillion gallons of water every day because we don't want to do anything about the smelt. We don't want to hurt those 6 little tiny smelt up there that might bother somebody. Simply amazing. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, travel. Is anybody traveling right now? We're going to talk about travel, some of the ideas right there. We'll get into that. We've also, for some reason, I don't have we're going to have a mortgage minute. I've got a featured home from our friend John Perez and the top reasons people are moving this year. Why are you moving? We'll talk about all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Our house in the middle of our street.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Did you know that banks and credit bureaus are rewarded financially if you have bad credit? And the worse your credit score is, the more money they can make off of you? How does that make you feel, knowing that banks are getting rich off of your hard-earned money? How does it make you feel, knowing that if a bank or a credit bureau makes a mistake on your credit report, they benefit from it and it hurts you? The Fair Credit Report Act of 1971 requires banks and credit bureaus to report only accurate information, and nearly 100% of all credit reports are inaccurate. If you're sick and tired of being broke and tired of being robbed by the banks, you owe it to yourself and to your family to call Rondi. Rondi is a FICO-certified credit professional and has helped thousands of people just like you get out of debt and establish great credit. Rondi's number is 855-608-1990. Again, that's 855-608-1990. Or visit creditsanitizer.com. Again, that website is creditsanitizer.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star has the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones Industrial Average, as we broadcast this morning, we record every morning. I know that you're listening to us on our friends at KMET AM 1490 on the ABC News and Talk Network. It's evening. The markets are well, actually, the futures markets are opened again by the time you're listening to us. But as of right now, Dow Jones is up 250, almost 254 points. NASDAQ is up almost 70 points. S&P 500 up 25 points. The 10-year Treasury is at 0.646. Mortgage-backed securities have dropped. They're down 2 basis points, which means interest rates are up ever so slightly. I know you can get all that stuff on Google.com. You can't find out on Google.com why it's all happening. Well, home builders reporting that the amount of single people purchasing homes has tripled as of late, increasing from 5% to 15%. The individuals purchasing homes all by themselves are helping an already strong housing market and will likely mean lower priced homes will be in even more demand as they only have a single income. The FHFA has been getting a lot of backlash. Mark Calabria, that idiot, unbelievable FHFA. I think that, I shouldn't say anything because anything I say about the character will be getting me in trouble, but
nothing like a little superiority.
Little backlash from their 50 basis point fee they're instating on refinances. Think about this one. No logic. I mean, he must go to the Nancy Pelosi School of Logic. They've stated they'll not rescind the fee. There is a chance it may be delayed. Does that help anybody other than the banks? Because if they delay it, do you think the banks are going to take that fee off in case they delay it? Right? It may be coming back. They're calling it an adverse market fee. Was anybody looked at real estate lately? What is adverse about the real estate market? And if you're lowering your mortgage rate on a performing loan, you can't get a new mortgage on a loan that's not performing. But if you lower your mortgage on a performing loan, doesn't that make the loan stronger because your payments are lower? So what is the purpose of the adverse fee, Mr. Calabria? Why don't you explain that to somebody? Don't talk to the Joe Biden school because you got to come out of your basement and tell people that understand the mortgage market. If you put an adverse fee maybe on purchases, maybe that would make a little sense, not much, but a little bit. But on a refinanced loan that's going to make the loan easier to pay off, that's called adverse, and the market is booming. Unbelievable. But that's the story of what's going on in the market today. Tuesday, we've got the Case-Shiller Home Price Index, the FHFA House Price Index. I like that one more. New home sales. Wednesday, mortgage applications, durable goods, 5-year note auction. Thursday, GDP is coming out. Initial jobless claims, pending home sales, 7-year auction. Friday, we've got the personal consumption in expenditures. That's coming out. Busy week. But we'll be here to get it all in for you. That's the Mortgage Minute, again, brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. When you're ready for that next mortgage, Gold Star. They've got the programs. They've got the products. You've got the phone. Just remember what President Obama said. You got a pen, you got a pad, you got a phone. Call me, 800-306-1990. So, we are just about at the end of summer, getting close to the last. The kids are going back to school. Well, some semblance of going back to school. I don't know what that's going to be like for most kids, but they're going back to school such as it is. So we thought we'd chat a little bit about travel, and Samantha Blair is here. She is the expert on travel. Morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us. So is anybody traveling right now other than buying a motorhome?
RV travel is totally happening, but yes, people are starting to travel again.
Are they? Okay, so are they getting on planes? Are they driving to destinations? What are you seeing people are doing?
A little bit of both. Some people are still nervous about airplanes, but the Caribbean, Mexico has been keeping that alive. So
I didn't think you could go to Mexico.
yes, you can go to Mexico.
I wouldn't go to Mexico anyway, but that's a different story, right? But the Caribbean, so you can go to the Caribbean?
A few places.
Okay, do you have to quarantine when you get there?
Either 14-day quarantine or a negative test within 72 hours. It's different for different destinations.
So each destination, okay,
Yes.
so it's not like going to New York where you have to sit there. Nobody's going to Times Square. We noticed that. I saw that on the news this morning. So, but that's a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. Is there any places in the Caribbean that are more relaxed to go to from the COVID standpoint than others?
Yes, so Jamaica and Dominican Republic are pretty much have stayed the same travel-wise. There's Aruba, Antigua's open, St. Martin, St. Lucia, Turks and Caicos. They're all pretty relaxed.
Well, they most of those places, they get the vast majority of their economic activity is from travel, isn't it?
Correct. So they really had to stay open.
Okay. Well, no one's getting sick there because no one's going. And the cruise ships, are they going over there anymore?
No, they are not. Most of them have decided to wait till next year.
Next year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So that's a lot of people that are unemployed.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. And if you listen to Ron Siegel Radio at any given amount of time, you'll hear me say this all the time. So you get these cruise ships, and most of them are flagged from Norway. Mm-hmm. They're not domestic U.S. flags, right? But for some reason they want a U.S. bailout for their economic activity. So we're going to flag in Norway so we don't have to pay U.S. taxes. But when there's a problem, we want the U.S. to bail us out. Does anybody understand that logic, or am I just the only one that says that's a little crazy to me? But I do digress. Are there deals out there on travel being well, you're saying that there's more people starting to travel.
Yes.
Right? And I look at airline stocks. They have not come back a whole lot. They're still one of my favorites. I think it's on my ownership list, unfortunately. Southwest Airlines. It's up to almost $2 today, $36.61, right? So they're coming back a little bit. What do I need to know when I go to an airline? Tell me a little bit about that from a coronavirus standpoint.
So again, each airline is different.
Okay.
Southwest, American Airlines, they keep changing. So right now it's pretty much how it used to be. Delta, they are not opening their middle seats, I think, till the end of the year. So those might be a little more expensive. But other than Delta, it's pretty much the same. Masks are obviously required when you're on a plane.
Okay. Boy, I've got some interesting masks that I could be wearing on I wonder if I put one of my masks on, I wonder if they might tell me to take it off. I just wonder about that one. Yes, I do have my Trump 2020 mask. It's out in the car right now. So those of you that are asking about that, yes, I do have that one already. So I guess that could get me in trouble in some markets, but what the heck? When you're oversized and old, people sometimes let you go. So you have to wear a mask all the time.
Yes.
Cocktails?
No.
None.
No food, drink or drinks.
So even on a long flight.
Correct. Bring your own.
Okay, so wow. So if I'm gonna, I used to travel to China. So if I'm going on that 14-hour flight, I've got to bring a grocery bag with me.
So I know that's true in the U.S. So if you have a layover somewhere else,
Okay.
maybe from there to your next destination, you have food.
Yeah, we used to have a layover somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We can go fishing out there. That was the takeoff was kind of hard though. So that's right. But domestically, you have to bring your own food.
Yes.
Even in first class.
Yes.
Wow. So all I get is a bigger seat and no extra service.
I mean, it's kind of brilliant for them because you have to buy it at the airport before you get on. So they're just making more money.
So can you bring your food through TSA?
I believe so.
Okay, so I can go to Trader Joe and bring my goodies, my single serving whatever, and okay. So if you look at my size, I'm on RonSiegelRadio.tv or the KMET AM 1490 video feed. You can see that I'm a little oversized, a lot oversized. So I might have to bring a big bag. What's it about two flights to get to Jamaica?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think when I looked just recently is either stopping in Miami or in North Carolina.
Usually Miami, yeah.
Miami, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So no food to Miami, and then it's probably just a short flight to Jamaica from there.
It is.
Okay, I might have to be able to.
I mean, it's honestly probably better food if you bring your own.
Good thought. And you sell stuff in these airlines. I can get away with saying that.
True.
Okay, so at least we know that Samantha's giving us the real scoop here. She's been on these planes, and sometimes the food is. I'm going to still stick. My local flight favorite is Jet Suite X. I'll tell you about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We're going to also talk just a little bit about the top reasons people are moving this year. We've got the featured home from our friend John Perez and more with Samantha Blair. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Siegel Lending Team offers you buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,900. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.75%, APR 3.85%, that payment could support a $416,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6.5%, which is roughly the average home mortgage rate over the past 30 years, that same $1,900 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $314,000 mortgage. That's over $100,000 worth of home you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. All you need to do to get started is reach out to the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance. Call us for full details, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or SiegelLendingTeam.com. Equal housing lender, licensed under NMLS number 217037.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel Lending Team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel Lending Team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, You'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Top reasons people are moving this year. That is the subject of the real-time real estate segment. Brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. SLT Home Digest 79564. Americans are moving for a variety of different reasons. The current health crisis has truly reshaped our lifestyles and our needs. Spending extra time where we currently live is enabling many families to reevaluate what home ownership means and what they find most important at home. According to Zillow, quote, in 2020, homes went from the place people return to after work, school, hitting the gym, or vacationing to the place where families do all of the above. Vacationing at home. For those who now spend the majority of their hours at home, there's a growing wish list of what they'd change about their homes if possible, unquote. With a new perspective on home ownership, here are some of the top reasons people are reconsidering where they live and making moves this year. Number one, working from home. Remote work is becoming the new norm in 2020, and it's continuing on longer than most initially expected. Many in the workforce today are discovering they don't need to live close to the office anymore, and they can get more for their money if they move a little further outside the city limits. Lawrence Yoon, chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, notes, quote, with a sizable shift in remote work, current homeowners are looking for larger homes, and this will lead to a secondary level of demand even into 2020, unquote. If you try to convert your guest room or your dining room into a home office with minimal success, it may be time to find a larger home. The reality is your current house may not be optimally designed for this kind of space, making remote work and continued productivity very challenging. Number two, virtual schooling. With school about to restart this fall, many districts are beginning the new academic year online. Education Week is tracking the reopening plans of schools across the country. And as of August 21 of the 25 largest school districts are choosing remote learning as their back-to-school instruction model, affecting over 4.5 million students. I wonder if they looked and saw if out of those 21 that are doing remote schooling, how many of them are run by blue mayors? Mayor Garcetti. With a need for a dedicated learning space, it may be time to find a larger home to provide your children with the same kind of quiet room to focus on their schoolwork, just like you likely need for your office work. Number three, a home gym. I love the idea of a home gym, right?
You know better than that.
Yeah, I don't think that I'm going to be at a home gym. With various levels of concern around the safety of returning to health clubs across the country, dreams of space for a home gym are growing stronger. The Home Builders Association of Greater New Orleans explains this one. For many in quarantine, a significant decrease in activity is more than a vanity issue. It's a mental health issue. I wonder if Mayor Garcetti knows that one. Outdoor space, especially for those living in an apartment or small townhouse. This is a new priority for many as well. Zillow also notes the benefits of being able to use yard space throughout the year. You may, however, not have the extra square footage today to do these designated areas, indoor or out. Moving may be your best option if you're clamoring for extra space to accommodate your family's changing needs. Making a move may be your best bet, especially while you can take advantage of today's low mortgage rates. Low rates are making homes more affordable than they have been in years. Bottom line, people are moving for a variety of different reasons today, and in many families, needs have changed throughout the year. If you've been trying to decide if now is the time to buy a new home, let's chat. That's the idea. Take a look. And hey, that's brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. SLT Home Digest. It's free. We are chatting this morning. Samantha Blair is with us, and I know the name of her company because it's on the business card right in front of me, and I can remember anything that's written in front of me. Wander Joy Vacation Advisory is the name of the company. Wander Joy Vacation. I think I can even put that right there on the screen so you can actually see the information and her website right there. But we've been chatting about travel and travel in the world of COVID-19. So before we went on air, I was telling Samantha that I had been just recently looking at some all-inclusive travel. Looking at, and you actually mentioned a couple of the places I had looked at. I had looked at Antigua, I looked at Jamaica. Is that all it's cracked up to be, or is that a gimmick to get people to show up?
No, it's all it's cracked up to be.
Really?
Yes.
So I had heard for many, many decades that, you go on a cruise and they've got all this great food. And I had to go on a cruise one time. It was not my favorite type of travel. But, you go into the cattle area to eat. And anything you want to eat that's normal or decent, you have to pay extra for. Do you have to do that on all these inclusive places too?
Not necessarily, especially now because they really want you at the resorts. So there's so many different incentives and bargains, and they want you there enjoying it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can go there, and then I can become a commercial for them.
Sure.
Right, so I'm telling everybody where I tell people where to go all the time. So where would you say is or is there a specific company or what do you look at for an all-inclusive trip?
I think it's more a destination. So I would definitely recommend that for Mexico. I know there are some people that are scared to go to Mexico, but if you're on a super nice resort in Cabo or Cancun, all inclusive, you're going to enjoy yourself.
But are you going to be able to come home? There's question marks about that.
If you book it with me, I will get you home.
Oh, okay. So, but is Mexico one of the tighter areas for COVID right now? Do they have a lot of problems in Mexico?
Not on the resorts, which is really what I know about. I've actually had a few people go to Mexico recently, and they loved it.
Okay.
Great time.
Okay. And is it a specific company that you go to? I mean, obviously the one that I hear all the commercials about is Sandals.
Yes.
Is there other options?
Yeah, there's a bunch of options. Ryu is a great one. I used to book them all the time when I did corporate travel as well. So executives love it. Okay. There's a lot of different options for different budgets and.
So is that where you start with, is what your budget is?
Yes.
Okay. So I've got no budget, so that's kind of where we generally start. But okay, so what's your favorite of the all-inclusives?
I actually do enjoy the Sandals just because you know exactly what you're going to get. And like you can see a picture of it online and you go there and you're like, yes, that's what it looks like.
Okay, so it's what do they call it? Honest reporting. Yes. or the it's not enhanced or yes. accelerated pictures. Mm-hmm. So if I go there now? I have trouble relaxing. Right, I travel generally. My idea of traveling or vacation means I take 3 computers instead of 4. Right, so what am I going to do if I go to that resort? What am I going to do there?
So I'm kind of the same as you. I'm not a relaxing traveler, but I feel, especially during COVID, tropical is the way to go because laying on the beach, eating great food, drinking great drinks, that's what it's about, and that's really what is safe.
Not necessarily in that order.
Correct.
We'll start out with the drinking great drinks. I find out if the more of the drinking the great drinks that you have, the more relaxed you get.
Sure.
Right? And you don't give a hoot about all the rest of the stuff. Right? Okay. So are there, like my wife likes to snorkel and all that kind of stuff. Do you do that at all of them?
Yes. The people that have gone to Mexico, my clients, they really haven't gone for adventure. They really go for the food and the relaxation. But like Jamaica, Dominican Republic, totally. Zip lining, fishing, snorkeling.
Zip lining.
Yes, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's great for somebody that doesn't like heights. Okay, top destinations for this year. I mean, this year, is it now? Now, you had mentioned the idea here. This is a kind of a question I would bring up to you is, like I said, I did start looking at some all-inclusives. And it made sense to me that they would have some great bargains. How long do you think those bargains are going to last for?
So I think they're going to last for a long time. And I think even if you're scared to travel this year, it's worth it to book now, even if you're going to go the middle of next year, because the travel insurance is so different now. There's like cancel for any reason travel insurance.
Okay, that's a good one, because I didn't even think about it. So the travel insurance is canceled for any reason.
Mm-hmm.
And can you get that for anything? Is it real expensive? How do you pay for? I know cash, but it's different.
It's actually not expensive, considering that you can cancel for any reason at any time. It's a little tricky with flights. It's just different, but with hotel and ground transportation, there's no problem at all.
Okay, so where do you think is going to be the best place? Where's most people going to be going to for 2021? What's going to be? 2021,
I think, is definitely going to open up. I think Europe is going to explode. I think we're all going to go back there.
Okay.
But I think depending on when it opens up again, I think staycations are going to stay number one.
Staycations?
Yes.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about staycations. As long as I don't have to stay home, we're okay. Staycations, we're going to talk with Samantha Blair when we come back about staycations, RV, a virtual vacation. And I'm probably pretty good at virtual vacations. I take a virtual vacation. I don't even know what a virtual vacation is. So we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We'll also chat about that featured home by John Perez. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And again, if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Most businesses struggle to get the online reviews they need to get a competitive edge over their competition. Rex is a brand new technology that uses text messages to direct happy clients to your online review sites, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Yelp, and unhappy clients to a private survey, so businesses can win more customers. Try Rex today by going to www.meetrex.com. Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership. What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS 217037 and 145502 and Cal BRE 01869452 and 1866775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The featured home today brought to you by our friend John Perez. He is the one that has this listing at 4565 East Ardmore Street. That would be in Anaheim Hills. 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 1 3/4 bath. It's a John writes this down. I love how John writes these. Fabulous view home in the hills of the Canyon Terrace community of Anaheim Hills. Stunning home. Dramatic entryway with a cathedral ceiling and an elegant curved staircase. On the right, you're going to get greeted by the family room with vaulted ceilings, lots of great natural lighting coming from the large windows, and an atrium that offers great outdoor living space with privacy. Don't ask me what you're going to do there. That's just private area. Guest bathroom with, Caesar stone walk-in shower, Hansgrove fixtures. I don't know what that means. And an adjoining downstairs bedroom. Lots of good stuff there, John. $719,800 is the price. Put 10% down. You're looking at about $41.89 a month. Put 20% down. $36.76 a month. That's principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and HOA. 15 years, 25% down, $48.08 a month. On those, all 3 of them, 3.344 APR, 3.181 APR, and 2.605. Those are the APRs on all of those from our friend John Perez. And as always, to keep my compliance people happy, that would be NMLS 217037. You got to keep those guys happy, otherwise they get on my case. That is the featured home of the day, again brought to you by our friend John Perez. MySoCalLender.com is our sponsor of the featured home. MySoCalLender.com. Great information right there. And if you need a mortgage calculator, any of those good things, they are all right there on the site. Continuing our conversation this morning, Samantha Blair is with us. Wander Joy Vacation Advisory, name of her company. And I guess I should throw that right there on the screen as well. So we got that scrolling on there. So before the break, if you were listening to us, I know I've got some friends that sell or are in the vehicle business, and they're talking about today, this is a banner year for RVs. It's unbelievable. If you want to buy an RV, wait until next year when everybody that bought one this year and decides they don't want to do that anymore is selling them cheap. So that'll be a great opportunity for you. But I've got to ask this one, Samantha. What the heck is a virtual vacation? What do I lay down and think about Jamaica? Is that it?
So I actually created virtual vacations myself for my company when no one was traveling at all a few months ago. So I created a Thailand, a Paris, and an Iceland, and they're $5. I just wanted to keep everyone's daydreams alive of different destinations. I would email it to you. You could put it up on your TV. I usually have a little suggestion like Paris, like grab a good glass of wine, and it would show you all the museums, all the different views. You can scroll through it. Sometimes there's like a interactive part of it. They're pretty cool.
Interesting. Okay. Staycations.
Yeah.
How do you do a staycation? I went online and I tried like 4 different resorts. I tried going to the Marina Marriott in San Diego, and they tell me that every room is booked for the rest of my life. I think that means that they're not opened, right? I tried the Dana Point Marriott, same thing. Then I looked at a Marriott in Newport Beach, same thing. So staycation? How do you go to a staycation when the hotels are closed?
So unfortunately, a lot of hotels are only allowing 50% occupancy. I don't know if they're telling you that, but that's the truth.
Okay.
That's why I think a travel agent's actually a good thing, is because they save us rooms. So what you can't get, I could probably get for you.
Okay, nice. Okay. And a family vacation to Disneyland. I think you're going to have the park all to yourself right now.
Yeah, Disneyland's not an option right now, but hopefully soon.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
November 4th. I just predict that that'll be the date. Okay, so November 4th, we go back to Disney. That's you heard it here first on Ron Siegel Radio.
They're doing it very well at Disney World. So hopefully Disneyland can follow.
And yeah, I heard on the stock channel, one of the business channels, that they're actually reducing prices at Disney World, which is abnormal Disney, usually they're so busy that they don't need to reduce pricing for anything.
They should.
Yeah, exactly. Corporate travel, is that coming back?
It is when it's a necessity. I did corporate travel for 10 years before I opened this company, and sometimes there's just no other option. So we just try to keep it as safe and convenient as possible for them.
Well, we're finding an interesting thing today, and I don't know if you've seen this on the news yet today, Samantha, but those of you that are thinking that corporate travel is dead, try getting on Zoom this morning. Not going to happen because Zoom is down. Corporate travel, the general, we don't want Zoom going down is bad. A plane going down is catastrophic.
Correct.
Right? So that's a big difference. So if you really absolutely have to be there, just call Tom. He'll leave the light on and your corporate travel can happen. Weddings and honeymoons. Mm-hmm. Are people doing that or are they just staying home for right now?
If you can't have people at your wedding, I think a destination wedding is an awesome idea. If it's just the two of you.
Okay.
So that's happening a bit. I think, obviously, family is important to be at a wedding. So I personally would wait. But if you want to, the Caribbean and Mexico are perfect places.
Nice. That sounds like fun stuff. Going away to college, can anyone do that anymore? I mean, what happens if, one of the things that happens the first of every college school year is the young people are going away. And generally, college, by definition, generally their first time away from home. Usually about 3 to 5 weeks into the semester, they're going to have Parents' Day. The reason they call it Parents' Day is because they don't want to say, your kid is homesick, get over here, right? So are the parents able to get there to the colleges to see the kids?
Yes, in some circumstances. But what I do with my company, and I think it's so important and can actually stop what you're just talking about, is I help the families go visit the colleges before they choose what college. Because for me, so I'm a theater kid, and I thought forever I was going to go to NYU until you spend some time in New York freezing in the winter. And then I was like, no, I'm not going there.
Okay.
It's important to visit the area, see the weather, and I help the families do that.
Interesting. Okay, so you can go on the college tours that way and actually put together a road trip.
Yep, exactly.
And that makes a lot of sense because you don't know what you're going to get into, especially young people. They've got these grandiose ideas. Right? We're going to go to NYU. They don't realize that, New York is a ghost town right now. Actually, I think that really is what Gotham City, right? Yeah. There's nothing going on. The cobwebs are out in New York City right now. Food tours.
Yes. Another little niche that I started with this company and kind of goes along with staycations. So I will create, if you pick a county or just an area, anywhere that you are, I will put together a foodie tour. So I've done taco tours. So you can go all around Southern California and eat the best tacos. I've done chocolate, any kind of alcohol that you can think of. It's fun.
I can think of a lot of alcohol. So I know, something that's kind of funny that you've done that as a business part of it. I know my wife and her friends went and did a best donuts in Orange County. Mm-hmm. They might have gone outside of Orange County, but they did do that best donuts of Orange County. I might admit, maybe I won't admit on air, but I might admit to going to Paso Robles at least once or twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. They've got some good air balloons there. Yes, air balloons. That's where we go to Paso Robles. Maybe a little bit of grapes that have been distilled a little bit. So you do all those different kind of places like that. Mm-hmm. So do I have to come up with the ideas or do you come up with the ideas?
All you have to do is pick the type of food.
My size, do I look picky? As long as, right? So I could just say I want to go on a vodka tour.
Yes, of course. I'd love to plan that.
Yeah, you might even be leading the tour guide, right? Get about 4 or 5.
I will have to test them for you.
Quality control.
Exactly.
So I would share that with you. I did a wine segment on the broadcast for several years. And our friend Robert Mott used to be our in-house wine guru. And he would tell us that every month he would sample 200 to 300 different wines just so we didn't have to.
Oh,
wasn't that nice of him to do those kind of things? So where are the best places for a destination wedding?
I always say Caribbean.
Caribbean, okay. Any island in particular, or?
I mean, Turks and Caicos is amazing. Maldives is so gorgeous, but very expensive. So
Okay.
I think it depends on budget as well.
And what are the months that you have to stay away from there? Isn't there hurricane months or tornadoes or something out there?
Yeah, it's like now.
Okay, don't go there now. So we're not, but so what is it till September, October?
Fall.
Fall, okay. So, and is it climate there? Could I go there in November, December?
Yes, definitely. Beautiful.
Is it? Okay. So we've got a few options for you in there. We've got the RV travel. We've got a virtual vacations. Like, for people that are thrifty, I think is the term, like me, I think I might take my wife on a virtual vacation. I like that. You said $5?
I'll just send it to you.
Nice. Okay. So a virtual vacation. So we can take her on a virtual vacation. I wonder if she'll be very happy with that. I might get myself in trouble. Hey, great information as always. Samantha Blair is with us, bringing us some vacation ideas. Wander Joy Vacation Advisor. If you want to go away, talk to Samantha. It sounds like there's some great ideas in there. No, the travel world is not all gone to Expedia, so you can get some help, some ideas, some education. And something, you get what you pay for, right? Go on Expedia. You're not going to find out the great information that Samantha's sharing with us. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.